let's talk about motorcycle boots. Mainly the difference between tall boots and short boots and how they have different purposes for different riding styles. Protective coverage. So it's obvious that the taller boot is going to protect more areas than something shorter like this. So a taller boot is going to offer toe protection in the toe cup and the toe sliders. It's going to offer heel protection with this reinforced heel plate. You're going to get all this stuff up here for your calf, all this stuff up here on the shin. So the protection coverage that a tall boot gives you is much higher than a short boot, which still offers you toe protection, still protects the toe box with that lateral force there. You still get the protection from the heel and the ankle, but you lose all that shin protection and calf protection. So ultimately, a sports boot is going to offer you much more physical protection straight off the bat than a short trainer boot. The next point I want to talk about is flexibility and comfort. Now, this is the point where I think the trainer boot is going to start clawing back a point from the sports boot. So obviously the sports boot is designed to protect you whilst riding. Okay, if you come off the bike, that is going to offer you maximum protection, but it has no interest in making it comfortable for you to walk around in. Ask me how I know. I went to work with these on, left my trainers at home, and had to spend the day at work wearing these. It's absolutely dreadful. That resulted in me going out and buying these. So these allow you to have a level of protection whilst urban riding, say you're commuting to work and stuff. They will offer you a level of protection, but it means that when you get to the end destination, you don't have to swap out for a pair of trainers, because they actually look, in fact, I'll show you, they look exactly like my actual trainers, my Vans. So as you see, side by side, they are pretty much the same shoe. So you get away with wearing these around the office, at work. They're much more comfortable. They flex, they bend. They are just a trainer boot by all accounts. So yeah, when it comes to flexibility and comfort, I would say that the trainer boot is definitely the winner there. The next thing I want to talk about with boots is weatherproofing. So obviously, both of them you can get waterproof. These ones have got a waterproof label on them. These were sold to me as waterproof. These are the RST S1, C1, SC1, S1, S1s. So these are the RST S1s. They were sold to me as waterproof, and I'll tell you that they are waterproof as far as the fact they've got a great big hole in the top of them where your foot goes in. Same with those. So I don't know what you're going to do about waterproofing at that point, because obviously when it's absolutely coming down on you, water's getting in there and you're going to get wet socks. So there's only so much they can do with the waterproofing, but ultimately in a shower, they do keep your feet dry. In torrential downpour, they flood. So they both do, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think that's a draw for those. You just have to kind of buy the boot that's sold to you with the right weatherproofing. I'll tell you from experience that you can get the most waterproof boot in the world. Ain't going to stop water getting in there, is it? And my final point I want to talk about is purpose and riding style. So ultimately, it's down to you to pick the right boot, because they both offer a good level of protection, but both have slightly different jobs to do. So if you are the kind of rider that's going out on long weekends, out with the mates, you've got a sports bike, you're absolutely flying along at 70 miles an hour, officer, you're having a great time with your friends, and you want to get yourself that maximum protection, or you're a track rider, you want to get yourself out on a circuit and enjoy yourself, then you're probably got the kind of person that's going to be in full leathers. You're going to want to opt for something like this, because it's going to offer you the maximum protection in those high speed, 70 miles per hour, officer, those high speed incidents and crashes or anything like that, if you were to be unfortunate enough to come off. Whereas if you are someone who is commuting regularly, popping to and from the office, going urban stuff, riding around your town, your village, you're going to and from work, then something like this is probably going to be more than adequate. Myself, I like a bit of both, so I've opted to get a pair of each to suit occasions, basically. But ultimately, you've got to ask yourself, what kind of riding style are you going to be doing, and what kind of level of protection are you looking for in your footwear?